worst things that happened ever since Bubsy for the PS4. And yes, I'm comparing 9/11 to Bubsy. They are the same.
What could possibly go wrong?
But Connor, why are you talking about 9/11 for? Well, I'll tell you, you little shit. I'll tell you exactly what it means. It means everything. 9/11 is not bae. Okay, to seriousness, let's start with the serious conversation here. I can't believe I used seriousness and 9/11 exact same sentence. Because whenever I think of 9/11, I think, oh God! Alright, class, today we're going to talk about the old-fashioned conspiracy theories. What really happened on 9/11 that day? Well, it's obvious, Connor. It was the Al-Qaeda and Osama bin Laden. Of course it was them. Now, what if I told you every information you got was completely false? I know, you're not gonna believe me because we all listen to that media on TV about who actually did 9/11. Well, guess what? They are 100% wrong. I have the 1 billionth percent proof that this is real and that is false. Let me explain. Look at this picture of Miranda Cosgrove in a cat costume. You see the whiskers and the nose? But Connor, it's just Miranda Cosgrove in a cat costume. Well, this is where it gets interesting. What else in the animal kingdom is a cat? A lion. And what else is another name for lion? Osama. Now hold your pants. Don't take your dick out. Just wait a moment before you ejaculate out of your pants. Let me tell you this one thing. This is just one tiny clue through this giant conspiracy about 9/11 and Drake and Josh. That is right, guys. Now, to fully understand how Drake and Josh connects to 9/11, we have to go back to the beginning of everybody in Drake and Josh. Believe it or not, Drake and Josh, before they went on TV, they were actually 1950 mob bosses. Every Friday, they always collect their protective money from welfare, YMCA.
Now, what seems to be the problem here?
Yeah, what seems to be the...
Who are you? Tony Pajamas, and from now on I ask the question. Sit down.
Now, just a minute.
Sit down.
But what Drake and Josh do to collect their money from the YMCA for protection, supposedly, allegedly, don't kill me, is they spy on the people they want to collect the money from, and then they take embarrassing pictures of them picking their nose.
We're not scared of you, Mr. Pajamas.
Yeah!
You know, Principal Flange, you're very photogenic.
What?
You take a pretty picture.
What are you talking about?
This.
This man, when he discovered all the pictures that have been spread around the entire school area that he's been picking his nose, has later committed suicide that same day. Later, the cops were questioning Drake and Josh about the suicide a day after the incident.
Say the thieves were two clean-cut Caucasian males. There you go. We're not Caucasian, we're white guys.
Drake and Josh slowly grew tired of life of crime as mob bosses, so they decided to go on the run. Then they later faked their deaths and joined TV. They later changed their name from Tony Pajamas and Mark Ruffalo to Jack and Jill, and then Drake and Josh. Then one day, Drake and Josh broke into Nickelodeon headquarters and threatened Dan Schneider to be on TV and to conceal their identities. I don't know how that works. What they did to threaten Dan Schneider was they have embarrassing pictures of Dan Schneider, him caressing little girls' feet or something. Now, Dan Schneider has been working with Drake and Josh to be on TV since the very beginning, just so Drake and Josh can be identified as not criminals. But really, behind the scenes, Drake and Josh are scheming their way to make a giant plan to make billions of dollars in one sitting. You wanna know what the master plan is? It's 9/11! So after Drake and Josh making enough money on the Drake and Josh show, they used their Nickelodeon Hollywood Dan Schneider ransom money to purchase rocket models / bazookas / equipment to make chemical weapons so they can see what type of disaster can they make for a quick buck.
Out the window.
But after a small miscalculation of chemicals into the rocket, it accidentally blew up their neighbor's secret organization house, aka a tree house. To make sure they won't get caught, Drake and Josh were going to the other side of the neighbor's house to assassinate the witnesses. But for some reason, the witnesses have a son that also has a screaming, screeching noise that he makes that weaponizes against Drake and Josh. But to rebuild his house in exchange for the neighbors to forget everything that's just happened.
Well, that was pleasant.
Now that Drake and Josh is being threatened by a 2-year-old over a giant screeching that will kill you in 5 seconds, they're being forced to fix their own treehouse. So several hours of frustration and construction work, Drake and Josh is finally almost finished of fixing the treehouse and eradicating the witnesses. But suddenly, Drake decided to forget the saw, which leaves both Drake and Josh stuck in the treehouse.
You were supposed to cut it out with the power saw. So go get the power saw.
Okay, I will.
At this moment, Drake and Josh knew something wasn't up, because we all know Drake is the smartest one of the group. So both of them investigate outside of the window and realize it was their sister, Megan. It was Megan all along that tricked Drake and Josh to having them both hypnotized to do Megan's deeds all along. It all started when Drake first met Josh at this baseball game or something. You look at the devious look on Megan's eyes when she's in that stroller. Then she threw the cookie at both of them. Just a flying projectile at these two tall individuals. And then they both went down together. That is foreshadowing to what 9/11. Two towers fall over a giant projectile. That cookie that Megan threw had the old-fashioned hypnosis hit drug inside of it that could easily hypnotize both Drake and Josh when they were both young, which quickly turned their life into crime when they were going into life of crime and doing all of the bad deeds to receive money so Megan can do the bad deed and leave it all straight to who? All the way up to Drake and Josh. It was also revealed that Megan was also playing with her dolls at some point, and then you could see her playing with only 2 dolls. That both of the dolls are the exact same size that represents the Twin Towers. She's playing with them, thinking nothing else, just playing with them, and 2, Drake and Josh represent the towers and the actual towers themselves. Drake and Josh are just 2 pawns, and then after they're being done used, she gets rid of them. So what Megan did to those 2 is she teleported both of them while they're trapped inside the little tree house, and then transported them into one of the twin towers when they're about to fall. Also, do you remember when I said Miranda Cosgrove loves cats? How lion is also a name of Osama? Turns out Megan was just in disguise this whole time.
I see the problem.
After Megan destroyed Drake and Josh and the Twin Towers, she decided to skip town and receive a new identity. Her name as Carly. She also brought her old accomplice, known as Crazy Steve. They moved in together with new identities to form a new website called iCarly. That's right, you heard it here, folks. Megan did 9/11 to profit, then use it to build the website iCarly. Oh my god!
Go to iCarly.com.
Try it faster.
Go to iCarly.com.
A little faster.
Go to iCarly.com.
Faster.
Go to iCarly.com.
Quicker.
Go to iCarly.com.
More speed.
Go to iCarly.com.
Faster.
Go to iCarly.com.